creative accessory for this dance.
Great. This dance has its starting point from the elements of gambang kromong music and cokek movements, martial arts mixed with modern music elements, which is combined into a series of harmonious and dynamic dances. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Lenggang Ngaron Dance!
Please give a round of applause to Lenggang Ngaron dancers. That was a great performance. Thank you so much. Okay, Amanda, before we enjoy the next performance from Keroncong Tugu, what we have today?
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as the capital city of Indonesia, Jakarta has become a great and dreaming city to live in for most people in Indonesia. Extraordinary support to this event, Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 2023, is from Jakarta Provincial Government. Therefore, we would like to invite to watch together DKI Jakarta video profile presentation.
Jakarta, mainly known for its modern skyscrapers. However, the city is genuinely rich in culture and artistry. These act as a unifier in celebrating the diversity of its inhabitants. Jakarta is a miniature of Indonesia, an inclusive city with various backgrounds, ethnicities, and cultures of its people. From traditional dances to the particularity of the local batik, the many forms of cultural heritage are preserved. There is a lot to be appreciated from the city, in line with the local byword that everything is in Jakarta. Though the pandemic has shaken the world, and Jakarta is of no exception, the city continues to rise. Jakarta managed to get through these difficult times with the pandemic systematically brought under control. The economy continues to grow. Jakarta is able to distinguish itself as a city with the potential to be the epicenter of economic growth. Jakarta has been preparing to hold the 2023 chairmanship of ASEAN. With the signature hospitality of the Indonesian people, Jakarta is prepared to warmly welcome the delegates from all over Southeast Asia. Come and enjoy every moment of your stay, immersed in the charms of the city. We await you here in Jakarta.
Give a round of applause for our beloved sponsor from the DKI Jakarta government. All right, I hope that you can enjoy your stay in Jakarta, Indonesia, and we'll see you in the next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, we will be entertained by a singing performance that was brought by the most popular Keroncong Tugu.
Beforehand, we would like to explain a bit about Keroncong Tugu. Keroncong Tugu was originated from Kampung Tugu in 1988, so it's a bit long ago. Keroncong Tugu has been brought to the places and has made the name of the Indonesian nation proud in the international stage. Keroncong Tugu has released several albums, mini albums, and singles.
The song Tanah Tugu from Keroncong Tugu won the Indonesian Music Award, or the MIA Award, in 2019 as the Best Performing Artist and the Best Producer of the Best Contemporary Keroncong Music Work. And in 2022, becoming the Best Performing Artist of Contemporary Keroncong Music through the song Keroncong Mande Mande. Keroncong music is a national heritage that must be preserved forever.
So please welcome the most popular Keroncong Tugu!
Tugu!
Masa For the next song, Hujan Gerimis.
Hujan gerimis aja, ikan teri This next song is called Bengawan Solo. I think everybody here knows the song. It's one of the most important and most famous songs in the history of music in Indonesia.
Riwayatmu kini
disfrutamos de este amor. Nuestras almas se acercaron tanto así que yo guardo tu sabor, pero tú llevas también sabor a mí. Si negaras mi presencia en tu vivir, bastaría con abrazarte y confesar. Tanta vida yo te di que por fuerzas tienes ya sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueño, no sé nada, yo no tengo vanidad de vida. Doy lo dueño, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán 10.000 años, muchos más, yo no sé si tengamos la eternidad, pero hará como aquí, en la boca se fará sabor a mí. En tu vivir, bastaría con abrazarte y confesar. Tanta vida yo te di que por fuerzas tienes ya sabor a mí. Ser tu dueño, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad de mi vida. Doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 10.000 años, muchos más, yo no sé si tengamos la eternidad, pero alta como aquí, en la boca llevará sabor a mí. Pero alta como aquí, en la boca llevará. Sabor a mí. Thank you. There was a song in Spanish. It's called Sabor a mí. Now I would like to call Angela again to sing about. A song in Portuguese. It's called Saudade.
Give a round of applause for Keroncong Tugu. Thank you so much, Angela and all friends from Keroncong Tugu. It's a great performance, isn't it, Amanda?
Yes, of course, Bang Ilham. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is a wrap-up remarks by Professor Dr. Insinyur Dadan Umar Daihani, DEA, professional expert in natural resources and natural resilience of Lemhanas RI. May we kindly invite Professor Dadan to the stage. The time is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. Honorable speakers, Excellency, Governors of Lemhanas, welcome. Deputies and all the honorable guests, honorable speakers and moderators, distinguished participants. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, salam sejahtera, good day for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to read the final note. But before I read the final note, I would like to inform you, in the second day is not only the discussion of this room, but there is a parallel session. The government's official discussion is very hot debate, etc., but with friendship situation. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have reached the end of the forum, and it is our obligation to make a few last remark. It is also a privilege and an honor to be entrusted with such a task at a gathering of such distinguished professionals from across the world in the field of government, expertise, academia, and the media. Since its launch in 2017, Jakarta Geopolitical has aimed to provide a forum for geopoliticians, professionals, and academics to discuss their ideas and experiences on geopolitics in changing world. As a geopolitical studies institution, the National Resilience Institute, or Lemhanas, aim to bring together ASEAN defense official, think tank, and professional to exchange perspective and discuss constructive ideas regarding the maritime geopolitics in Southeast Asia, but by hosting the 7th Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 2023. With the topic ASEAN Future, addressing the region geomaritime rift. This forum is intended and convened to discuss specific issues and pursue ideas of geopolitics and maritime security in Southeast Asia regarding ASEAN response and role to anticipate competition among countries in managing maritime connectivity, maritime security and safety of the sea line of communication, maritime domain awareness, the rule of law of sea based on the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, and globally supply chains in the region in several topics as follow: ASEAN maritime security challenges, Southeast Asia nuclear-free weapon zone, maritime connectivity and regional stability, ASEAN futures and amid the region's geomaritime rift, and last but not least, ASEAN Maritime Security Strategic Partnership. The Jakarta Geopolitical Forum, or GGF-7 in 2023, which has held for 2 days from the 14th and to 15th June 2023, has collected various interesting and strategic ideas and views regarding world geopolitics in the futures, especially from the geomaritime perspective. Among these ideas are the following. So we discuss first topic is ASEAN maritime security challenges. From this discussion, we have noted several interesting and strategic issues. Firstly, in the era of uncertainty, we are now finding ourselves becoming more and more reluctant to engage, more difficult to collaborate. We are entering an era of disconnectivity. We are more preferring to use the word strategic autonomy, decoupling, de-risking, undermining the necessity to create global and regional supply chains, global connectivity, to once again believe that we are in fact already in the era of complex interdependence. Our tendency to disconnect it is grounded in fear of compromising national security in strategic interest. Another issue interesting is there have been significant challenges in ASEAN maritime security related to international and regional dynamic, such as the existing issues of US unilateralism, free and open Indo-Pacific or FOIP, Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, Kabut Strategy, China Dream, Maritime Silk Road, String or Belt and Road Initiative, Area Denial and Anti-Access, Cotton Road, Look East, etc. Another issue is Indo-Pacific region aspires to be a stable maritime regime capable of regulating to region seas and disclosing maritime interests. A system of this type allows for the free flow of seaborne commerce, while also assuring the countries can pursue their national maritime interests and develop their marine resources in accordance with agreed upon international law standard and without the risk of conflict or war at the sea. Strategic challenges facing ASEAN consist of its ability to maintain unify among its members, diminishing role of ASEAN as a managers of regional order if unify is weakening, and maintaining ASEAN strategic autonomy. Another issue interesting is the safety, stability, and prosperity of ASEAN will greatly depend on the ability to maintain its centrality in preserving geomaritime security in the region. Therefore, all ASEAN members need to take both responsibility and interest of any further discussion to develop security architecture and geomaritime scenario in encompass as many as possible multiple approach from external powers. ASEAN capability augmented by partners' expertise or ACAPA is one of several models to be discussed. That capability will be needed specifically to examine how the emerging maintenance rivalry will impact on the futures of UNCLOS as the center of a rule-based maritime order in the Indo-Pacific. Finding new ideas on the code of conduct and reflecting on ASEAN weaknesses as well as striving to reinforce them. Shaping international and domestic public opinion will also be needed in order to get China's response initiative. And we arrive to the second very interesting topic, Southeast Asia Nuclear Free Weapon Zone. From discussion we note, firstly, increasing China economic dominance and broadening the scope of the Belt and Road Initiative, as well as continuous conflict concern in the South China Sea, have driven the three AUKUS partners for fortify its alliance by providing the Royal Australian Navy with 8 to 12 nuclear-powered attack submarine over the next three decades and started from 2023. China reacted strongly to AUKUS, while reaction in Southeast Asia countries varied from tacit endorsement to the fear of the threat of arm raising and power projection, as well as the possibility of AUKUS triggering security dynamic in the region. Concerns expressed by Southeast Asia countries, including Indonesia, about these issues can be divided into three categories: fear of the emergence of armed race, fear of external force interference and aggressive action by major power, and fear of the emergence of use of Indonesian archipelagic sea lane in the event of future conflict. Australian commitment to the Treaty of the New Proliferation of the Nuclear Weapon, or NPT, and IAEA obligation is vital to preserve the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, ZOFAN, and CIAN, as well as reduce the arms race and tension in Southeast Asia territory. And from the third topic, maritime connectivity and regional stability, we note several interesting issues. First, the South China Sea plays an essential role in the global economy. South China Sea is a maritime transport corridor connecting Northeast Asia to Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. An estimated 3.4 trillion worth of goods passes through in the SCS. Annually, it is equivalent around to 21% of world trade. It is the geostrategic importance of the South China Sea in economic and maritime terms, along with its proof and probably huge amount of natural gas and oil reserve, has driven the most contentious maritime conflict of the 20th century, where countries in the region to aggressively pursue their respective claim to waters in the region. Second note, regional stability remains challenged by the strong position among of claimants that has been followed by China's aggressive behavior that raised alarm over the claimant state and the presence of major power to preserve free of navigation. In order to maintain regional stability, there were several attempts to find durable and lasting strategy for peace and cooperation in the region. Indeed, ASEAN's centrality and ASEAN effectiveness in the preparation of the framework for security cooperation in the CS is very much needed. Another issue is, another note, the regime of freedom of navigation need to be reinforced and preserved to guarantee to innocent passage, transit passage, and archipelagic lane passage. Otherwise, the situation that has become dangerously complex and volatile could, through an unexpected political or military event, deteriorate into open conflict. And in the fourth ASEAN maritime the topic, ASEAN Maritime Security Strategic Partnership, we note several interesting strategic issues. First, there are many different descriptions of marine security. In simple terms, maritime security refers to protection from several maritime crimes, such as piracy, armed robbery, and terrorist acts. It also includes protection from intentional and unlawful damage to the geomaritime environment that have the potential to jeopardize the interests of the state, particularly on coastal country in 2050. As we know, the Indo-Pacific will account for almost 50% of global GDP, making maritime security crucial. Another issue is the cooperation agreement between the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia, for example. It is a trilateral cooperation that contributes to maritime domain awareness, or MDA efforts, may be extended with other ASEAN member states. It is also important to secure ASEAN's strategy autonomy by inviting participants of other non-ASEAN states and organizations, such as a major regional power, such as the ASEAN Regional Forum and the East ASEAN Summit. Another issue is, since the basic problem in establishing maritime connectivity and maritime supply chain in sea, in the problem of the maritime border, significant breakthrough by using UNCLOS to resolve maritime border issues is indispensable. Constructive joint solution to resolve maritime border dispute between countries can be achieved by strengthening maritime security and stability within ASEAN Security Community framework. CBM mechanism need also to be strengthened by exchanging defense white paper, military officers, defense industry, and defense diplomacy to achieve transparency in defense policy. Furthermore, maritime navigation security protocol is urgently needed to reduce naval maneuver and lessen tension among ASEAN members and other major power in the region. We must also strengthen defense diplomacy between countries by establishing hotline between commander-in-chief and chief of staff to ensure the availability of dedicated communication channel at all times. We can also initiative the development of maritime navigation security protocol to reduce naval maneuver that can cause misunderstanding between countries. We can also form a standby force to be deployed in joint disasters relief operation between countries. The new capital city of our country at Nusantara is designed as a digital city that will become Indonesian hub point and connectivity in the global supply chain. Nusantara will increase Indonesia geostrategic value by building new maritime connectivity point in the Indonesian archipelagic sea lane Alki 2 that will be integrated with Alki 1 and 3. Indonesia as the original leaders in ASEAN has been encouraged to take more role actively to unite it under member states, especially the claiming in dealing with the South China Sea conflict. The role of Indonesia as the born-of leader of ASEAN country in this conflict can also reduce interdependence to global major while preventing the involvement of outside which could actually heighten the political atmosphere. And last but not least, the topic of our forum is the ASEAN futures address the region geomaritime rift. First note, referring to the geostrategic dynamic that occur in the South China Sea, the preparation of a framework for security cooperation in the South China Sea is urgently needed. One of the efforts of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, that has been carried out in create mechanism to resolve false conflict that occur. For example, the 2002 Declaration of the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea to address contested owner issue. However, as the formulation and adaptation of binding code of conduct has remained elusive to date, it is official to establish an adaptive, transformative, future-oriented, and out-of-the-box framework drafted and done by ASEAN as a multilateral body to resolve all of security challenges. Given the importance of cooperation in sustaining maritime security in the region, at least two strategic issues can be addressed collaboratively. One alternative is that more research is conducted on the current ASEAN maritime security cooperation, efficiency, and efficacy. Second, future study may disclose particular way for ASEAN member nations to transition from trilateral maritime cooperation to multilateralization of maritime security capabilities and competencies, including to build the global South cooperation to promote global maritime connectivity and global supply chains. In addition, the defense transparency will also be very vital to both collaboration and cooperation among all nation states in the region. That includes sustainable ocean economy as well as ASEAN economic integrity. And another issue interesting is in dealing with the security dynamic, ASEAN must agree upon and prepare with the worst and the best scenario and come up with the question what if, in addition taking constructive and forward-thinking steps can help mitigate this concern, and taking more cooperative and communicative approach can increase the chance of peaceful dialogue and avoidance of accidental conflict. The approach is not only designed to address traditional threat, but also unconventional security threat, including IUU fishing and gray zone tactic. Last but not least in this topic, interesting remark is ASEAN need to stand firm in regard to any geomaritime issues based on its charter, less on dependency on other major power. The ASEAN member state need to review its charter, including its legal binding system. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we come to the end of the journey of the 7th Jakarta Geopolitical Forum. One of the purpose of this forum, as we all know, it is to stimulate contact between professional and academic, but it is also important to remember that finding of this forum will be employed as input in the policy-making process. The forum agreed that ASEAN remain relevant in the uncertainty environment and therefore joint study on the establishment of Southeast Asia maritime connectivity then can integrate our blue economy into the global supply chain will be very beneficial. Lemhanas RI proposed a collaborative study with our regional partners to ensure that the strategic connectivity center of ALKI 1, 2, 3 can be integrated with the maritime supply chain that connect southern country, south connectivity we call, that will become major global players in the future, such as Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and India, Indonesia, Brazil, and Argentina. This is in line with the relocation of the Indonesian capital city from Jakarta to Nusantara that shifts the center of gravity. We also believe that there has never been a greater need in the future generation for inventive, creative thinking and forward thinking in order to develop and prosper with all those notions. We also hope that we working together, we will be able to build stronger solidarity among nations in order to establish a world structure that is democratic, equal, and just, leading to progressive geopolitical coexistence. That is all of the knowledge we have for our forum. Thank you for all speakers and moderators. Your attendance has been essential and has undoubtedly contributed to the forum's success. And we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to all those who worked tremendously to make the forum a reality, as well as to all those who took time out of their busy schedule to participate from the beginning to the end. So thank you very much. We'll gather again next year with a different and interesting topic. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Prof Dadan, please remain on stage, Prof. Prof Dadan, please remain on stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Dadan. Ladies and gentlemen, next up we are going to have a memento presentation, and therefore we would like to invite the Governor of Lemhanas, Prime Secretary of Lemhanas, Deputy for Strategic Studies, and the Chief of the 7th Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 2023 to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your place as we're going to have a photo session. Allow me to count down from 3 to 1. 3, 2, 1.
Share your best smile, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. You may return to your seats.
Thank you, Prof. Dadan, for your great wrap-up remarks.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to extend our deepest gratitude to DKI Jakarta Provincial Government, Hotel Borobudur, Defend ID, PT Dahana, PT Land Industri, PT Pindad,
PT PAL Indonesia, PT Dirgantara Indonesia, PT Penta Trisaka dan Dirganeka for giving the biggest support to this event. Please give a round of applause for our supporters. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and now let's welcome to the closing remarks by video from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Her Excellency Mrs. Retno Marsudi.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, 2 days ago, I was in Oslo, speaking at the Oslo Forum about power, politics, and peacemaking in Southeast Asia. I highlighted how today's world is characterized by rivalry and uncertainty. Our region is not immune from this phenomenon and flooded with geopolitical risks. The potential for conflict is ever present, including in maritime domain, overlapping maritime claim, proliferation of security initiatives, the situation in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. A conflict in our maritime domain would have devastating consequences. There would likely be a major crisis in maritime shipping and trade. So far, we managed to rise above the surface, preserving peace and stability in the region. Our region even managed to sail forward. We are on the right track to become the world's fastest growing region, the world's largest single market by 2030, and the global epicentrum of growth. Colleagues, these positive trends will only survive in the incoming tide if we strengthen ASEAN as the arc for our regional stability. The question is, how did we manage to maintain this arc of ours? First, this arc of ASEAN is forged through the culture of dialogue. To sail safely in challenging seas, we must speak the same language, the language of cooperation and trust. The culture of dialogue is the whole of our arc. To understand, we must listen. To compromise, we must consider differing views. To survive together, we must adopt a win-win paradigm. ASEAN has many success stories with dialogue, and we work hard to mainstream it through ASEAN-led mechanism. Second, this arc of ASEAN is navigated with an inclusive regional architecture. Inclusivity is a core value for ASEAN, and therefore it is our compass in sailing forward. The Indo-Pacific region should be a sea of cooperation and not a containment. We should not have to pick who to save or who to alienate. This is why Indonesia and ASEAN mainstreams the ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific as the beacon of inclusivity. Through ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific, ASEAN will lead all countries to trust each other through concrete cooperation. Third, this arc of ASEAN is anchored with rules of law. This sea of ours should be an open sea, free for all to benefit, but not without rules. The Zopfan Declaration, the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation, the Bali Principle, the ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific, these are all our anchors. Without these anchors, we would drift toward uncharted sea. The challenge is always how to respect and uphold them consistently. Colleagues, this arc we call ASEAN can only survive the challenging seas ahead if we nurture it together. I'm very confident that this forum will result in the promotion of ideas toward a peaceful, prosperous, and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Her Excellency, and good luck for your assignment abroad.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is a group photo.
May we kindly invite to come up on stage Governor of Lemhanas, Prime Secretary of Lemhanas, Deputies of Lemhanas, Chief of the VII Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 2023, moderators and speakers, Chief of Organizing Committee and Chief of Steering Committees of Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 2023. Also the VII Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 2023 committees for group photo.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give your best smiles to the camera. I will count down from 3 to 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay, once more. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
And please give a round of applause for everyone who contributing to this event. Thank you so much for all the VIP guests, moderators, speakers, and all the committees.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may return to your seat.
We would like to invite everyone to stay on the stage since we will be having a group photo with all the committees.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may return to your seats.
I repeat, we would like to request everyone to return to your seat since we will continue our closing event.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the 7th Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 2023.
And once again, may we kindly inform you to return the headset back on the table after you finish using it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our event for today. On behalf of the organizer, we would like to extend our highest thanks and appreciation for your kind attendance and participation. Till we meet again next year in Jakarta Geopolitical Forum 8 2024. Terima kasih.
Om Santi 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 Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kami memohon dengan hormat kepada seluruh hadirin untuk melepaskan headset yang telah digunakan selama sesi ke meja masing-masing. Terima kasih. Kami mengingatkan kepada seluruh audiens yang menggunakan headset untuk bisa meletakkan kembali ke meja masing-masing karena acara telah usai. Kami juga menginformasikan bahwa panitia telah menyediakan coffee break berupa snack, coffee and tea di lobby ballroom. Once again, we would like to inform you that the committee have provided the snack, coffee and tea in the lobby ballroom.
Kami persilakan kepada panitia Jakarta Geopolitical Forum ke-7 untuk segera naik ke atas panggung untuk sesi foto bersama. Sekali lagi kami persilakan kepada seluruh panitia Jakarta Geopolitical Forum ke-7 segera untuk naik ke atas panggung untuk sesi foto bersama. Mohon berkenan kepada